can't see me, please move your phone 180 degrees or click with your mouse, scroll on YouTube until you see my open up. Hello. Hi, this is Bankapian here, and this is my video response to Matropolis. He was asking about what are your 5 fondest childhood movies, and here's my 5. Please bear in mind that I'm an old geezer now, so when I was a kid, video was still in its infancy. Beta, VHS. My family, we have the unfortunate luck to get a V2000 video format. Remember that? The tapes that you turned upside down, double-sided tapes. Well, we had one of those video players in the late 70s, early 80s. So my choices for videos were extremely limited. So my 5 choices are all based on films I saw either on TV as a kid or in the cinema. Number 1 has to be the original Star Wars. When that came out, there'd never been a film like it. I saw that film 5 or 6 times in the Odeon back in Bolton as a kid. It came out when I was 10 years old. Wow. What an adventure film that was. There'd be nothing like it, and everyone, all my mates, none of us could believe what we just saw, you know. It was like a World War II film. I should be on the same describing Star Wars. But actually, space battles and dogfighting in space, I can't remember it ever being done before on screen. Not like it was done in the Death Star, you know, the Death Star battle. Amazing film. And I was so lucky to have seen the original, the first 3 films as a kid in the cinema when I was a kid. You know, so all the Star Wars Kenner toys came out when I was 10 or 11. It was a good age to be a kid. It really was. My second choice is Walt Disney's 1967 animated version of The Jungle Book, that classic Rudyard Kipling tale. The film came out, sorry, the cartoon, say, came out in 1967, the year I was born. So I probably didn't get to see it till I was maybe 6 or 7. But it's one of my earliest cinema memories, is going to see The Jungle Book in the cinema. Because in those days, the Disney cartoons, they'll be out every 2 or 3 years. They keep getting re-released in the cinemas, because there was no home video. Disney didn't release any of their main movies until 1995, 1996, if I remember correctly. You could only watch them on the cinema, not even on TV. So, yeah, the original Jungle Book, when that came out, brilliant, brilliant. Some of the best tunes and songs ever. Bare Necessities, I Want to Be Like You, Hoo-Hoo. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic, fantastic movie. And for me, the best, what's it called, trailer of the recent Super Bowl was the brand new remake of The Jungle Book by Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man, because it sort of captures the spirit of the 1967 cartoon. It's got Baloo in it, and the humming, the Bare Necessities, and it's got like a King Louie, and they want to be like you. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to see it. That's my most anticipated film of the summer, next to Batman Superman. I can't wait for The Jungle Book. There was also a remake in 1994 with Lena Headey from Game of Thrones. John Cleese in it as well. That was alright, but it was missing the Disney magic. Yeah, it's made by Disney, but it's not. It wasn't referenced enough for the 67 version like this new one's apparently is. So yeah, Walt Disney's Jungle Book is my second choice. Garden, lovely, lovely beer. Third choice is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Again, another Walt Disney film, but this is a live action one. It's the one with Kirk Douglas and James Mason stars as Captain Nemo. again, yeah, really fantastic escapist fun. I think it was made in the late 50s, early 60s, I think. But yeah, the effects are really good. The story, brilliant. Jules Verne, can't go wrong with Jules Verne. Excellent movie. Yeah, it's got one bad song in it. He has to put a song in it, unfortunately. But everything else is A+. Really good film. That's 1, 2, 3. Fourth film would be Jason and the Argonauts. Again, I think it's that late 60s, early 70s. What can you say about Jason and the Argonauts? Ray Harryhausen's finest hour. Story was brilliant, but all the monsters, well, stop motion monsters by Ray Harryhausen, amazing. I love that. With those skeletons at the end and those harpies and everything. When I first watched it, it was a bit scary, if I remember. I was watching like the old Doctor Who, one eye open, you know. But yeah, Jason the Argonauts, classic adventure film. My fifth and final choice is the original Tron. When did that came out? 1980s, early 80s it came out. And it was like, I was a geek even as a kid. And when Tron came out, it was like my skull was peeled open and Tron was the contents of what were in my brain. It was amazing. It was the first video game movie that I can recall, you know. Jeff Bridges was awesome. Bruce Boxleiter or whatever it was, he was fantastic as Tron. And the effects, my god. Just a shame that the sequel was nowhere near as good. What they should have done, they should have made it Tron 2, they should have done it for the story that Tron 2, the video game. I think was it 2005? A sequel to Tron came out on the PC and Xbox 360, and it was a first person shooter, and it was direct sequel to the Tron, the movie. But the story in that was excellent. Really good film, really good game. So unfortunately then they went to the old scene aspect and balls it all up. But if they hadn't, we'd be on Tron 3 or 4 by now. But yeah, those are my 5 childhood movies. That's it for now. Where am I? I'm outside Bully's Pub, Sukhumvit Solitude, opposite Carl's Jr., my favourite burger place, and next to Burger King as well. Okay. Oh, I've got one pickup as well before I forget. Just got back from MBK, and I just got Far Cry Primal. Can't wait to play this. So I'll probably be streaming this over the weekend. Bye. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Cheers.